Hey folks, welcome to the show. We're at episode 58 and this is Preseason Games Week 1 Part 3. We had a few technical difficulties, so we had to just do the last part of the episode now. And we're just going to put it in as Part 3. Just wanted to finish it off. We were talking about the Port Adelaide Football Club versus the Crows down at Alberton, and I was just mentioning the injuries that the Crows had just as the last bit of the episode finished off. So we're just going to take it from there and continue on. So yeah, Jake Saligo, unfortunately, with the heart condition, as I mentioned in the last podcast, before we had technical difficulties. So it's sad that he has that issue, but he may be in the potential spot to actually keep his spot for round 1. So we'll see how he goes, and we wish him all the best. Along with James Peatling, he had a hamstring strain, and it looks like he's not going to be able to make it for round 1, which is quite sad. And along with Sam Berry as well. So he has another sort of soft tissue injury, and we'll see if he can make it for round 1. Just wanted to finish. I talked a bit about Port. Just wanted to round it out for the Crows. Just looking at the list. Well, obviously Josh Rochelle played quite well. He moved across that forward line, and in the midfield. It started predominantly in the midfield, and then would swap with Dawson through that half forward line. So that seems to be a new sort of role for the captain, swapping with Rochelle. Look, Ben Keys, another good performance by him. I thought he was really good after coming back from a hamstring injury not too long. Seems to be okay. He was running quite hard and was a good sort of link-up play. And he's the sort of guy that the Crows need to run between the three key tools. Need that little zip and fast running. Wayne Malira, I thought he played okay game. He wasn't outstanding, but played good. Braden Cook's going to need to perform. And also, just looking at the name here, where is it? It is Edwards. Just trying to find his first name, or just trying to remember his first name. There it is, Charlie Edwards. So he's going to get a gig now running through that midfield for the Crows, or as a utility type player. Hugo Bond as well. He was back pocket sort of tagging type player for the Crows. He looks like he's put a bit more size on, and it's opportunities like that where guys like that can stand up. Rory Laird didn't do a real lot, but still performed quite good. Just a lot of team performance from the Crows. There's not much more I can really add to that. Along with Port Adelaide, who now have Lukosius and Bergman not making the trip to WA to face West Coast, so they've got a rest to hopefully make round 1. That rounds out both the teams. Horn Francis still thought he had a hot spot in his foot from the plate being taken out, but it's all a precautionary thing, and he'll still play managed minutes over in WA, getting ready for round 1. So, Crows key defensive position. Jordan Butts, I thought, did quite good, and it's going to be him and Nick Murray. They're going to have to hold down that back line. They're a bit undersized, so for me, one position that I did mention in the preseason the Crows are going to need to fix is that position. It's the one where they can, if they have a key forward get on top of them, they're going to struggle. So that's the one for me. And that's one that, and also Luke Pedler played quite good. Alex Neil-Bullen, sorry. Standard performance, easing into preseason. He also can click up another gear. Max Michaelani signed a contract throughout this last week, and he is tipped to be a future captain there. So, look, Zach Taylor as well is a young one who's along with Luke Nankervis. There's a spot up for grab for these young guys if there's not going to be Peatling or Berry there for round 1, along with Saligo. So you're going to have to step up. And that covers all the players pretty good. I think I covered Port pretty well. So we're going to go on to the next game, folks. We got, just let me grab the scoreline. we have West Coast versus Fremantle, and that scoreline was Fremantle 12 goals 9 to West Coast 8 goals 5. So, sorry, 12 goals 9 for Freo 81 to West Coast 8 goals 5 53. Now, it was quite an interesting game. We got to see the number 1 draft pick, folks, stroll around that ground, and he did pretty good, along with Cooper Duff Tyler. I thought Dersmer and him were quite good early as well. It seemed to me like they had Flynn in the ruck for the West Coast Eagles, tapping it down, using Harley Reid or Tom McCarthy in that centre. And they quite like switching it over to the wing where Dersmer was. And he'd carry that ball down the ground into the forward line, along with Cooper Duff Tyler as a tool. With Shanahan, who looked good. He had good hands, a couple key young tall forwards down there. So with Waterman as well. Yeah, so it started pretty good early for West Coast. Fremantle only kicked 1 goal 1 to West Coast 5 goals 2. So yeah, Dersmer come in and kicked a goal on the run. Had a few early touches. Harley Reid got the ball early. He looked quite fit. He's a bit more of a trim of the hair. Running the ball down. I was quite impressed. And so, yeah, Dersman kicked the goal along with Duff Tyler, Long, McCarthy, Newton, Reid, Cripps. Shanahan all had single goals each, along with Fremantle. Amos, 4 goals. Voss, 3. Reid, Jackson, Young, Tracy, and Bolton. All single goals apiece. So Fremantle had to get himself back in the game. So at halftime, it was 5 goals 3 of Fremantle to West Coast 5 goals 3. So split even apiece at the break at halftime. Fremantle had to get themselves back in the game. Tracy was just clunking up forward. And Voss sort of started getting in the game, along with Amos kicking 4. So 3 key tools down there. They are impressive. They did look good. With Amos, sort of did. We did hear that he was training on the wing during preseason, but they've stuck him down forward, which is probably a good idea. I thought Tracy only got the 1 goal, but I thought he was actually the most hardest working key position forward of all the game. I thought he just grabbed the ball, looked really good, and just impressive. Just another preseason where he is arguably their best forward. And that being said, Amos kicked 4 goals, and yeah, and that still says a lot. You could arguably say that he was the best forward, but I just thought the work rate Tracy did getting up and down the ground for the bigger key position player, it really did open up Amos and Voss to kick those goals. There's no doubt about that. So they didn't really have much of an answer to stop him. I'm just looking at, I think, is it Tyler Young that West Coast got through the trade? Tried to have a key position player down there as a defensive player. Let me just have a look. I just want to confirm that's his name to make sure. Yeah, Tyler Young. I was correct. Spot on the money, folks. So, yeah, he did sort of struggle at times. But, yeah, it's his first team. And they played against a team that has very, very good key forwards. Much like the team I just mentioned with the Crows, this team, you're going to have to shut down those 3 tools. Otherwise, Freo can run amok very easily, folks. Very, very easily. Freo had players like Sam Sturt, Sean Darcy, Hugh Davis, Luke Ryan, Jeremy Sharp, Adam Swede, Leon Kickett, Charlie Nichols, Toby Wan, Cooper Stevens, Ollie Murphy, Josh Draper, Jaron Carr, Sam Soskowski, Ryder Luke, Bailey Bantfield, Aidan Ridley, and Isaiah Dudley. So a few names and a few rookies that just didn't get a gig. So there's a few there. As for West Coast, they had Liam Baker, Brendan Starchevich, who premiership player from Brisbane, who's moved back home to West Coast, Ruben Gidney, Tyler Brockman, Sam Allen, Liam Duggan, Jack Graham, Brady Howe, Harvey Johnston, Tom Gross, Harvey Bennett, Luca Grego, Bailey Williams, Taylor Williams, Matt Owies, Fred Rodriguez, and Jack Hutchinson. So, look, some star names on either side. There's definitely some players from West Coast that are missing, like Liam Baker and Ruben Gidney, key position guys, along with Graham, that's an inside midfielder, and Matt Oies is a star forward from a very decent forward that's come over the West Coast through the trade. So from last year. Also, Luke Jackson impressed as the main ruckman, but also showing flexibility to play in the new ruck rules. Along with there's no Sean Darcy, so it's going to be interesting to see how he adapts to the new rules as well. Arguably, the best two midfielders were for West Coast, Tom McCarthy and Harley Reid when he was up and going. William Dersner chipped in and looked quite good as he would for the number one draft pick. He did impress me. There's no doubt he deserved to be number one. We had that debate with Dyson Sharp, and I've said in the previous podcast, Dyson Sharp let me down a bit. Was a little bit disappointed for his performance and was expecting a bit better. So we talked him up a lot. And there's no doubt William Dersner come out and performed pretty well. Cooper Duff-Tyler, I think him and Schubert from Hawthorn performed quite well this week from a young key tool aspect. Separate team, obviously, but those two guys to me were the standout young tools. Emmett as well from West Coast. Western Bulldogs. We'll just quickly talk about the tools quickly. I just wanted to mention to give them a shout out. He was the only key ruckman for the Bulldogs. A young lad in his first game hit out, and he was shouldering the ruck. So can't argue with that. I thought those guys perform for the young key tools, and look, it'll take time for a lot of young key tools to get a gig, but they're who performed. Devon Robinson in his first game for West Coast looked good, looked alright. He'll get plenty of the ball. Also injury watch. Noah Long was helped off the ground by trainers with his left leg caught awkwardly in a tackle from Carl Warner. He suffered a season-ending knee injury in 2024. He played 10 games last year after a lengthy layoff. So, shout out to you, mate. Hope you're good. We haven't caught up to know whether it's bad or not. Harry Schulenberg played his first game for West Coast. From the Crows, mature age player. Looked good. A nice inside midfielder to, help for West Coast and just shoulder some of the load for like players like Harley Reid and Jack Graham's getting older, and he's gonna need those types of players. Josh Lindsay looked quite good. One of the high draft picks for the half-back line for Vic Country. Thought he did very good. One of the best halfbacks. And also the South Australian halfback who didn't get picked up, Jed De Hilt. We can see, look, clubs, I don't know what they do with the recruitment. Josh Lindsay was great. De Hilt should have got drafted. I don't know why clubs didn't give him a gig. He arguably was as good as Josh Lindsay, if not better. He performed at a higher rate and won more. It's one that now a guy's not got a chance to play AFL. He's just when he deserved it. That's just my opinion. He was the best halfback, and then Josh Lindsay would have been the second because Josh Lindsay was in the second team. We can go on about combined results all we want, but at the end of the day, the team that wins deserves the recognition, and that's life. The team that wins all the games in the AFL Premiership season are the premiers, and they deserve the premiership. You have to win the grand final, obviously, but that's what I mean. The team that wins all the way to the end, and the winners, and that's how it should be judged. It's the best. We want the best. It's not just one of those things. I know it's a thing that I've sort of said a lot about, but that's how I stand. And that's not to take it away from Josh Lindsay. He's going to be a great player and a halfback player for the West Coast Eagles. And he should perform quite good this year. I think he'll rack up a few touches for West Coast across the halfback. Hayden Young, who rotated forward regularly through the midfield as well, converted a set shot from 50 metres that saw him go through unscathed and uninjured. So after an injury interrupted 2025, he is back. And the Dockers need him. Look, Elliot Yeo as well. He got through the game. He spent significant time up forward and also rotating as another midfielder. So yeah, as I mentioned, Tom McCarthy, probably their best player, switched from the halfback into the midfield. That man is going to be an absolutely a star. He is another mid-season draftee who's been picked up and is performing. So shout out to you, mate. You should be very proud of yourself. We've gone through players who are missing. Toby Murray also applied strong pressure as a forward and worked hard in the space to win the footy. Chris Sherry was also injected to the game in the second half after earning a contract this week. And also first pick Adam Swede was not playing during the main match. So, yeah, we talked about Job Shanahan taking a few strong contested marks, kicked a goal. Look, Jagged O'Meara played good. Played state origin along with Caleb Strong, so they were in and out of the game, along with Jordan Clark. Andrew Brayshaw just played an average game, but he was about you just want that man to get through. There's no doubt he'll put a fair bit of effort into his season and chase to be the best player at Fremantle. Shah Bolton, did okay. Also played state origin, so just you got to manage those guys that played a pretty hard game for the state origin, so you can't really judge them too much on performance based. Judd McVie playing his first game for Freo, he looked okay in spots. I thought he's the type of player a little bit high and a little bit of run off that half back position. I think he'll slot in nicely for Fremantle. Murphy Reid, pretty good performance. He's going into his second year now. Players are going to know who he is. They're going to be hot on him, so they're going to have to target him a bit more. But yeah, sorry about that. We just had a call. Nathan O'Driscoll, Michael Frederick, Brennan Cox down back. Look, these players just went through and just played as a team performance. I'm not really going to be too picky because they won the game. Neil Erasmus. Sorry, I probably totally butchered that name. It's a funny name. Just standard performance from him. I thought he played good, but it's so hard. Like these names I'm reading, they didn't stand out to me, but they didn't underperform. Everyone just played their game for Fremantle. Where I thought West Coast had genuine individual performances more. I thought Jamie Cripps played good across the half forward. Not much more I'm going to add to that. But yeah, that there covers it pretty good. So I know that Port have got West Coast coming up. And Freo play the Crows. So let's see how they go. They're going to be good matchups. We'll see if Freo can stop the three key tools and if the Crows can stop the three key tools. It's been a spot that I thought Crows will struggle with. We'll just have a look. Let's see how that matchup goes. Thank you, folks. We're going to look at the games this week. I've got a rule change episode coming up. We want to fit in. It is very important. It's going to be one of those ones we're going to go through all the new rules, the pros, the cons, the negatives, the positives. We like to try to take all the positives out of things, but in life, you have to be honest and straightforward, and you just tell the truth. Whether they're good or they're bad, you be an honest person, and that's lesson of the day too, folks. So like and subscribe, and we'll break up the second week of the preseason games into a part 1 and 2, and I'll do the part 1 over Saturday so we can and then the next lot with the next load of games over the weekend. Rounding out the last game, I believe it's my team playing West Coast on a Sunday night. So, and we'll just quickly talk about KO and the camera angles from last week. They were horrible. I don't know why It's been waiting so long for preseason football. KO, you're doing it well this week. You got commentators. The commentary wasn't too bad, actually, from a few people that just stepped in and did their job. I'm not going to knock that. I thought that was great. The one guy in the Hawthorn game just carried it by himself, but the other guy didn't rock up. I don't know what happened there, but he just carried the commentary by himself. So I have no issues with the commentary, but I have an issue with the camera angle. You had the rookie guy on. I don't know if you had some guy from university practicing. He had a live feed thing that was dropping in and out. And there was times where I missed probably 5 minutes of a quarter through my game and some other games. And people paying $40 a month for it. And I think it's not up to scratch. I think you need to treat all the preseason games the same. It should have been the same as this week and last week. I know this whole thing with match sim, it should just be all the Amy series, preseason, whatever you preseason week 1 and 2. Like I said, let's keep it basic. Amy series week 1 or 2, whatever you need to do. If you need to add in sponsors, that's a shout out. You get Amy's name over it. You get more sponsorship money. Here is the ideas that work. Please and also KO, just do the right thing and just get a good camera angle. Don't want to knock it too much. But that's it, folks. Like and subscribe. Thank you.